And y'all should listen to me. At least some. You
Uh,
know,
Sub, huh?
at least a little every once in a while, maybe, possibly.
Oh man, so that's mama then. Okay.
Yeah, no, yeah,
I
my
call
mom.
her mama. You mama brand. I got that's mama brand.
Oh, yeah, she don't play. She's so something else. Boy, she's something else. Uh Man, it keeps almost coming to me.
No, I know what
Let me see.
I definitely know the
You know what I'm talking about,
I have
honey.
seen her. I've never watched it, but I always see her interviewing people with that big K or whatever that Bloomberg thing in the
KRGN.
back. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I have seen it a few times.
Is it closing cases? Closing arguments. Closing arguments, I believe. Closing arguments
That's the
with
name of the show.
with Ebony Todd.
Okay.
And she like you. She one of my babies.
That's what's up.
That's what my baby. She say, I responded. She's gonna do her topic is police brutality. She's gonna do it for the rest of the month. And so she started the first week, and I put a comment on. And then after the comment, she said, I would love to have you come on one day this month, and I was like, whatever you need, Abby. I don't tell my babies no unless I just have to tell them no. So now that everybody know, if y'all need me, I'm gonna show up. Cause I'll make the sacrifice for others that I don't necessarily make for myself. Things that, I could do. I'm like, oh no, my baby need me to show up. They doing this, they need support,
Yeah.
So I say duty bound.
That's what's up, and we need that,
Yeah.
That's why I was so excited to do this show because I needed that. Just having this weekly conversation, you know what I'm saying? It fuels me and nurtures me for the rest of the week and helps my process of thinking and how I'm operating and what I need to work on or what I need to cut back from. And
that's my excitement too, is because Tony, the reality is if we didn't have this scheduled time for us to talk and chop it up and everybody else that joins us, guess what? That time would get clearly away from us.
Yeah.
And I would know Tony, but I wouldn't know Tony like I know Tony when I'm in communication with you. You know what I'm saying? I can like a post, I can comment on a post, but this right here, this is extra special and keeps us together.
Yeah.
Walking in alignment, the same thing. Last time I seen VL, I ain't talked to VL, but I know on Mondays, I can check on VL. VL doing all right. He's still on track. We, building, doing whatever it is he needs to do as a young man. Go back. I can, oftentimes I remember when I first meet people, and I think we may tie into our subject for they judging. Mm-hmm. I don't think I judge people, but you don't know. And you might, and then how people perceive you or how they may judge you impacts us being able to bridge the gap.
Yeah.
If we can encourage one another to check our own, maybe this comes a little bit from the show, our own biases or when we are, being a little judgmental and dig into and see what is that and why are you doing that? And why is that important to you? And, is that fair? Is that just? Do you want that on your account or you don't want it on your account? You're going to fix it. You're going to keep it because some things you holding down. Yeah. It's like, no, I don't care how everybody else in the world feels about it. This right here, I don't know if it's a judgment or what, but it's what I'm going to stand on.
Yeah.
And I think, because you asked me, you said, well, how was your week? Yeah. Well, I had a big blowout with my granddaughter.
Okay. Is that why you texted me that about the show? Is that what inspired that, or that was something?
It could have. I think it did. It probably did.
Yeah.
Because the blowout was over something that means a lot to me that she feels like you're just doing the most. Yeah. That's just overboard. And you're the only one in the universe that feels like you feel. Yeah. And so I'm going,
I don't think so. Maybe.
I know how I feel.
Yeah.
And I at least express it to you so you know how I feel. Yeah. Then from that place where I live, I would have loved to have those courtesies. So I'm talking with mother today, and we were talking about another grandkid. And the other grandkid is acting kind of like me. Like, okay, we had a little blowout with somebody else, right? Yeah. Tell you what, I ain't talking to you.
Just cutting the conversation off.
I'm not talking to you forever. No, I'm just playing. But it could be a while. And so my mother was like, no way in the world. It could have never happened. Her mother would have never, ever, ever. If you even thought in your mind, you thought you was going to walk through her house and not talk to her, that was going to be nipped in the bud. So my mom is 83 and she just had a birthday February 4th. Oh, okay. And so she tripping. She like, the kids is running stuff now. And I'm like, I don't think they are. It's just the dynamics, things are changing. So like with my granddaughter, I can say to her what I don't like. Then I have this expectation that you will at least consider how I feel about something. Yeah. And because there's a way you dress for school in my mind. So bridging the gap. Am I being judgmental when I say I don't want you to wear this to school? Where did that come from and why is it so important to me? That's what I'm saying when we're judging. Yeah. Not that we shouldn't judge, and I think some people like judging is a bad thing. Yeah. Well, we got to protect one another. Yeah. There's different reasons, and if we dig into them and say, well, why do I feel this way or why do I feel that way? Well, we had school clothes. So now you're looking at we had school clothes. And that's not school clothes, that's park clothes. Go to the park. Matter of fact, you could even actually use them, to just lounge around the house. You're not really going out that day, No,
I don't think really, well, I guess it is judging, but I think it's judging from a point of view that standards, it's a standard. It's not so much a judgment more than a standard. You're speaking on your standard turns into a judgment when it goes against whatever that person you're talking to perceives. You know what I'm saying? So you're saying you're not judging her like she's a bad person because she's dressed like that. You're judging her like we don't do that the way I was brought up because it's coming from your standard. You know what I'm saying? Your standard, and now like standards are just different these days, to say the least.
Yeah, but that's still having this conversation allows me to be able to say, from the way I was brought up and even the way I see things now, I'm telling you that that's difficult for me.
No, it is. I get
and that. So my expectation is that you would refrain from it. If you happen to do it, you would give me a good little explanation, like, so it might be, well, I didn't have anything else and nothing else I was in a hurry. I woke up, but don't just run over my feelings and don't respect where I'm coming from, that I'm not coming from trying to hurt you or harm you. I'm trying to help. So I had to really figure out what is this? What are we doing here? How do I get it right? I understand I guess the peer pressure. When she said to me, she said, well, at least I ain't doing what other kids doing, and I'm like, no, I'm glad you're not doing that. And I don't want you to do this either. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to figure it out and to get it right. But when I thought about judgments, I really thought about what we miss when we judge people. As in, if somebody didn't know me, I walked past them, right? And let's say we're in a meeting and you just look over and you judge and you say, look at that person. I know that person can't tell me anything. Yeah. I know I can't learn anything from that person. That person don't look like you see what I'm saying? Those judgments that we make that could cut us short.
That does cut us short, yeah.
Yeah. And so that's what bridging the gap is. Don't look at me and say, she's 60 and she this way or she that way.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Nah. I dare you. carry on the conversation with me, get to know me.
Yeah.
Get to know a little bit about me. So the judgment may cut us short. So when we talk about judging and bridging the gap, we can bridge the gap better when we continue to communicate. When you find yourself, me, you, whoever, we're making that judgment, whichever way, whatever, based on our experiences, our biases, or whatever.
We all do in our certain ways, yeah.
Yeah, let's check them. No, let's put them.
Yeah, you always, yeah.
Let's move that over there.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Just because it kicks in all of us. We all, because we were born a certain way, we were programmed a certain way, and even the ones that kind of like overcome it, quote unquote, or get through it a little better, you're still certain ways still programmed because this is all you know. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I would say the judgment. The judgment is not a bad thing, but it can be, because you do have to. But you shouldn't prejudge. That's to me, that's what's bad. Like, and I understand that because I go through that. You know what I'm saying? Like most times I walk in rooms, especially high level rooms, dark skinned man, mouthful of gold, this and that, drop out, this and that. But I love it. I embrace it because I understand that I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm about to shock them, basically. I done got so used to going in rooms. And at first I was just being me, and then I started realizing, like, and I have my little cousin. My partner got a child with my cousin, so it's my little cousin. He's like 9 years old. We took him to Houston to meet one of my mentors, and I was telling him, like, man, at 9 years old, I wish I could have been at a round table with a millionaire. So soak it up. You know what I'm saying?
Soak it up.
We sitting there talking this and that. And the millionaire is just like, man, you brilliant, you this and that. And my little cousin is like just blown away by, like, man, he just called you brilliant. I'm like, I know that. I'm just letting him know I know I'm smart, man. Just because he has more money doesn't take away from the man I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm getting him to realize don't judge like somebody's better because they got money. So he did it, even though it was an innocent way, he was still prejudging that man got to be smarter and brighter and this and that because he's the rich man. He's the richest man at the table, you know. So we all have it in our innocent ways, and then so not innocent ways. But the job is, like you said, just to check it, you know.
Yeah.
Just check.
If we're gonna bridge the gap and get where we need to go, then just be cautious. Be cautious of that. And then, so you did make another point where, you know, there's some judgments we make upon ourselves that can impact how we show up and what we're able to glean from a situation. Because, you made $1 million, but I value me so much. I know that I bring something to the table. Okay. But I don't feel like I run the table. I rule the table. I understand we have to work together. I understand, you know, you are where you are, and I'd love to know your story. How did you get there?
The biggest thing is respect. If you lead with respect, everything else is easier to work through. You know what I'm saying? Like, the problem is a lot of people don't respect people, and it could be from prejudging. I'm better than them, or I got more money than them, or I got more education than them, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do that. I have the same purposeful conversation if I'm talking to a alcoholic on the street or if I'm talking to the president of the United States. Like, I talk the same way. Like, you know, it's the same respect, it's the same, but it's the same energy, it's the same passion to change, it's the same this. I don't talk to nobody different. That's why it's so easy. This is just me. Like, you know, it's the same. I don't change up depending on who it is or what room I'm in, or because I always lead with respect, so I don't have to change nothing. I'm not a big I'm not a vulgar cuss person, so I can talk to the dude on the street and the preacher. Like, so because I got some people that's really intelligent, but their language will lose them half the crowd. You know,
we're losing.
And it's not that their information is bad. It's just the way they put it out there. They just gonna lose half the people just because the way they talk. You know, some people just don't matter how good the information is. The way you talking like that it's a wrap. I'm not listening to that, you know.
Okay.
So I get that. And I used to tell my artists on my record label, like, I'm not telling you to be the preacher on the mic, right? But if you can say some hard lines, if you can say some quote unquote real stuff and not curse, that makes that verse more powerful.
Makes it more powerful.
Yeah, you know, like you can talk about your experience. You can talk about what you've seen and what you went through and what your big cousin. You can talk about all that, but let's do it in a higher level way, you know. And that's the way I like rap. It's not that I want people to just be choir boys when they rap and all that stuff. But let's talk just higher level of it. You know, let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about hurting each other. Let's talk about bettering each other. Like that's good rap too. You don't got to say I'm gonna kill this other black person to make a hit record. You know,
right.
Talk about let's do some group economics with that other black person. That can still be a hit record. So it's not that you have to be this quote unquote choir man or whatever. Just be more respectful, be more positive, uplifting. Just speak of more of that, then I can rock with you. I'm not telling you just that you gotta be a Christian rapper. You know, that ain't the way I'm pushing you. Even though I don't have a problem, there's a lot of Christian rappers that rap good. But my thing is, as far as bridging the gap, this is what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Bridging the gap, and it goes to what you're saying tonight, the prejudgment. You know,
yeah.
That's why I fight so hard for the guy on the street corner, because I'm still him. Even though I'm not him, I'm still him. So I defend him. That's why I'm like, okay, we're gonna talk about what they need to do, quote unquote, what we need to do on these street corners, which is true. I'm not avoiding that. Well, let's talk about grandma feeding us bad food. Let's talk about the preachers that ain't putting no money into the community. Let's talk about it all. Like, you're not just gonna
get it all out there. Get it all out there.
Talk about the generation before us that didn't put us in a better position, that didn't build no institutions, that didn't build nothing for me to do. Let's talk about it all. And so that's why, and a lot of people are like, man, you aggressive, because I'm fighting for them, because I know they're not all bad people, even though that's the way they're perceived, they're judged. You know, I wasn't no bad person. I ain't never tried to hurt nobody, rob nobody, steal nothing, breaking no house. I was just a guy that was like, okay, the way this world look, my mom was working all the time. This guy right here, he's quote unquote showing me love, which we find out later is not real love, but he's showing me a version of love. You know what I'm saying? And he's showing me how to make money today, and that helps me feed my family today. So I love him because he's putting me in a better position today. You know? And that's why I took that same mindset and flipped it into CEO Youth League. Like, today, we're going to get together. That same 11-year-old that I was when I walked up to him and he handed me drugs, now I'm that 11-year-old walking up to me and I'm handing them knowledge and I'm handing them power. Today, let's have a vendor day. Let's have this. Let's sell this. Let's sell that. And me and you partners. You know? So that's really what inspired what happened to me. Yeah.
The grandson is ready for the CEO Youth League. We gotta make sure that he take the class, because he said he was gonna invest $1,000.
Oh yeah,
and he was gonna get 20% interest weekly. I said, baby, where they do that at?
Yeah. Tell him to temper his emotions a little
bit. He just learning, but I'm glad and I'm excited about that.
It's the conversation.
Yeah, I'm excited that he's not ready.
How old is he?
He is 12.
I didn't have that conversation at 12.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't. And that's the whole thing. I was telling.
That's the thing.
I was telling today about the lady that was just telling me, man, I caught my kids playing like they run a business, and I told him, we was laughing. I said, did we ever play like we ran a business? No, we played a lot of things. Running a business wasn't one. That's the seeds that we're planting in there. Now they're at home, like, okay, well, you buy from me. I buy. It looks innocent, but that goes a long way.
It goes a way. Yes. To put that in there early, for them to see the possibilities, to see what it could be early. And I talk to my grandkids about everything as it relates to empowerment, everything. Then I wonder, I don't know, sometimes I wonder, about my own children. I think they saw what you saw, but I couldn't see it when it was happening, when it was work, take care of y'all.
You was caught up in the grind.
Yeah. So maybe they didn't. And what I thought was just going to transfer, didn't even transfer that well, because I didn't. You have to be purposeful and intentional. You have to be intentional. And so that's the big push, is be intentional about sharing what you need to, and you got to, it's just like anything else. There has to be consistency, accountability, all of that heart. That stuff that just in a lot of people, we don't have that. Can't say why, but we don't. We kind of, it's just a lot going on.
It wasn't built in us for that. We were built a certain way. Like from elementary on up, from the way we live to the way we struggle to the way we get by, and just to the way we talk to each other. We talk to each other with an impoverished spirit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just
I do.
So we wrapped up in that, and the same conversation I was talking to my partner Eric today about. He's going to come talk about some life insurance, and we got all kind of stuff coming at the. So we gonna be, and we talk about partnering up, like with So we'll talk about that later.
Okay, I got to be at the table because I do life insurance. So
you already know.
I got to be at the table, and it's so important that we build together like that. Mm-hmm. We can change. We are changing the narrative, but I think it's a lot of what we don't know, and I know it's a place where the ball was dropped because I can't say that my daddy didn't know.
Yeah,
my dad's a little bit older than my mom, so it's a place that we kind of dropped the ball. I think I interrupted you.
No, you could, but it's feeding what I'm saying, because we did drop the ball, but it's systematically set up for us to drop the ball, but then we carried the torch. You know what I'm saying? Like, after they set it up for us we
was holding it down.
Now they don't have to fight us no more. We fighting to stay down now. We're fighting to be where we at.
Yeah.
Even,
Yeah. No, okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we have to understand, and it goes with the judging, but this when judging is a good thing. Like, if you, as a people, we know we ain't on top of our game. We need to call it out. That's not a judgment. That's just the reality of it. You can you can say it's a judgment, but it's a reality judgment. So that's what I'm saying. Judgment can be good and bad, and you can just like it's like fire. It can keep you warm, but it can burn you, right?
Okay.
Like, so the same thing could be good, just depending on how you use it, how So to me, it's a criticism. If you tell me I see so much potential, but you slacking here. I don't take that as a bad thing, because I'm a person that's trying to be better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I came up with the term wealth shaming, because a lot of our people
shaming. Okay.
When you try to talk to people about being better, thinking bigger, all this grand stuff, then they start, you think you this, you think you better than us, you think you white, you think you did, now you're not gonna shame me because I want to be wealthy, mind and financially,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Money ain't everything, and I tell people this all the time. Money is not everything, but in this world that we're born into, you try living without it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can't, and they know you can't. Yeah. They know it. They know it.
What's crazy, the same people that say that is the same people that stress 24/7 over money.
Over money.
Hold on. Money ain't everything. But you stressed out and can't do nothing. You're borrowing this and need this. You're waiting on this to hit. Wooty woo.
But it's like a coping mechanism. It's like when you say I don't care. Money ain't nothing. No, it is, but you say that is to maybe make you feel better. So when we talk about judging, and when it kind of falls on the other side, is I sometimes, I'm going to give you an example. I was invited to a party at these people's house, and it was like we drove past, like maybe it was somewhere in Salado or right outside of Salado or something. And I mean, this was a big, beautiful house, right?
Yeah.
And it was an interracial couple, Black lady, white man. Okay. And so I'm in my mind, I'm like, all right, sister, then I guess you done hooked up with him to get all of this, right? She had, and this is just part of learning, growth. She had the a wig on or weave or whatever, or the long hair that's not, and I'm like, oh man, my sister she don't even know who she is. That's me making judgments, right? And they say mud in your face, big disgrace. Before I left that place, I came to learn and understand that was her place. She made that money. Okay. He tagged in. Her hair was like it was because she had alopecia. She has to wear those wigs, and she had to go through life dealing with her hair and, and man, I felt like this big, but I bet you I learned that you don't stop it, Rhonda. Cut it. Don't do that. That was so, in your face. And, so I won't do that anymore. I will not do that. I might have a feeling, but I'm going to put that feeling in check.
That's all you got.
Because you don't know what you don't know. And I think when it comes to judging people, like I don't want like somebody, Tony, however you see me, baby, don't be crushed. Cause I'm just silly fun and can act a fool. And you'll be like, you need to stop. That is not Mama Brown. Yeah, it is Mama Brown. There's many dimensions to Mama Brown.
Yeah.
Okay. And I love every last one of them.
Yeah.
Every last one. Now some of them get a little
it's still what make you even that.
I'm just saying some of them get a little scary. Some of them get a little scary. There's some things, that I could work on. And that's what I think, when it comes to don't judge me, get to know me. Yeah. I'm not gonna judge you. I want to know you. And then I'm gonna honor and respect who you are.
Yeah.
But if we don't take that opportunity to bridge the gap, finding a reason to sit on the side, finding a reason, I ain't messing with her, and don't listen to what other people say.
I was just about to say that because
that's their take. You don't know. And what I've learned, something else I've learned is the people that, like you say, it's people that's like, what they got against me? I didn't even do anything. If you fight through that, you get to a place where the two people connect with what it was that something was trying to make sure you stayed apart from one another. Whatever it was they was holding on to, whatever it was they might not have been holding on to, you thought they was holding on to, that was keeping y'all separate, y'all are probably meant to walk together at least for a little bit, because it's something of value in each of you for you to sow inside of somebody else. And I've had that happen several times, and I'm trying to figure out, why is this person like, why they come against me like that? I'm just in here doing my job. I'm not, I don't know what the problem is. And it was probably, I thought you was like this.
Yeah.
I thought you was like that. Till, we had the opportunity to be in the same space long enough for them to know, this is me. This is me. Yeah.
They ain't got to put on no act or nothing like that. And and that's the thing. And that's why I don't, because I've been judged so much. I don't prejudge, and especially if somebody was such and such like this, and okay, that was with you. I'm not gonna go off y'all experience and say, that person's, if y'all had a bad falling out, because I'm pretty sure it's somebody that could say something bad about everybody. It's somebody that had a bad experience with everybody. That's just life. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
But it's just about the is it the majority of people? Like if that's going on with everybody, then the common denominator is you, or one or two people. That's life, three, whatever, depending on the situation, especially even business and everything, because people get emotionally, and what me and Van talk about a lot, how we don't understand how to deal with each other when there's differences in business. Like we get so emotional, tied up, and we get so personal that we become enemies because something didn't work, instead of just being like, okay, that didn't work. Let's figure out. Let's come back. Other groups, they have businesses that fail all the time, and what they do, they come back with a different business. Same group of people. That just didn't work. If that happened to us, we looking for somebody to blame. We falling out with this person. We talking behind this person back because we feel like it's their fault. It could have been the wrong time. It could have been the wrong business. There's a lot of things that could have happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't understand because we're first generation on learning how to deal with each other in business, first of all, and then definitely when it comes to when things go wrong, which is always going to happen in business. We don't know how to deal with it. We don't know how to deal with that. And if you're open to learn, and you realize that, and you call yourself out on me and Van, and that's why a lot of people, because I don't know if you know, but me and Van I started with Van like a couple of years ago with the Impossible when he had the building.
Yeah, I came to visit the building.
Yeah, and he brought me in. And me and him, we laugh about it now, but we fell out. Well, I ain't gonna say we fell out. We just stopped talking for about a year.
Okay.
I had a certain point of view, and he had a certain point of view, and it just wasn't matching what we was trying to do, right? And most time when that happens between two brothers, they kind of like go at each other, start slick, just slick words and stuff.
I didn't do that.
Yeah. So, but we separated and we stayed quiet. We gave
better than that other stuff.
We gave ourselves space. We gave ourselves growth. And then when we first came back, we realized we told each other, man to man. He told me what he did. He didn't want to listen. It was his baby, this and that. And I told him what I did wrong. What, you know what I'm saying? Like how I did it. And we both had fault in it. And the thing is, a lot of people shocked that we do the show now because they're not used to people that was gonna do something, didn't work out, go their separate ways, come back together and respect each other and look forward to doing even bigger things now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just part of business. You know, maybe that was the wrong time, and he's still doing his thing, and I'm still doing my thing. So it's something that keeps drawing us back together. It's the certain energy, it's the certain mindset. You know,
right?
And the respect just grew because we know. Man, we had a falling out over some business stuff and not seeing eye to eye. And then we can laugh at it because now we done learned and we know how to deal with it when it come back around this time. You know?
Right. And what I'm hearing and what I like and what I know, you know, we have to do in order to maintain forward movement is you might fall out, but don't attack one another. Don't tear the other person down. Don't be petty.
Keep it respectful. I told you respect. If you lead with respect, you're gonna always be.
That's it. That's the groundwork. The groundwork is respect. And number one, respect yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just real important. You know, yeah, something happened, but handle it in a way where you maintain your respect. What I look like talking about so and so and so and this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
That's not gonna move us forward. That's all I can say. Sometimes we don't understand, and we may come to learn. Like you guys had the opportunity to come together and say, well, this way I was with it, this way you was with it, and you know that was a space and time. Now we need to move together.
Yeah,
and
we use it to better ourselves because we addressed it. You know, sometimes even sometimes when people go their separate ways, they come back and they just try to like brush over it. Like,
no, buddy,
because if we did brush over it, it would be funny energy. You know,
right.
We laugh about it, and now it makes us better visionaries because of what we saw and got through together and overcame. Right. You know, and whenever, you know, when people just like, okay, it didn't happen, it's not gonna happen. Like, and it's like that right now with me. It's a few people that I done business with that it didn't go right, and I just walked away and just kept quiet because it's respect.
You have to. It's out of respect.
Me, it's like if I do something with you, if like me and you have a genuine conversation, right? And me, if I really get to the point where I want to do a business with you or do something with you, that means I feel I don't do that with everybody. I feel a certain, I feel a certain love. I got a certain respect.
Right.
So even if it don't work, I'm still that person that's seen that same love and respect to you. So that just means it didn't work. But you know, it's okay. That don't mean you're a bad person all of a sudden. That don't mean that, you know what I'm saying? It don't mean none of that stuff. It just means it didn't work. Sometimes it's just that simple.
Right.
We overcomplicated with trying to make it personalized and emotions. And that's why I always tell us as a people, we got to stop being so emotional. We can't, this system is ran by people that don't care about your emotions, don't care about your feelings. That, you know what I'm saying?
But that's not us as a people. So that still comes to self-awareness.
That's why we lose.
Because we walk like that. That's how we rock. So as soon as you mess up with one of us, it's not the same as with another group. I can't speak for another group, but for us, it hits harder. We in my opinion, if we connected to do this deal, we didn't just connect on a physical, but you know, it's more spiritual.
Yeah.
Like you said, I saw something in you, and I believed in you. I believed in what we could do together, and it's hurtful when it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
So and we have to understand that about one another. So it's like, oh, good to do. No, that dude hurting.
Yeah.
Because he can't. Y'all came to the table together.
Yeah.
She hurt because it ain't working out, and you got to maybe give him some time to process through that. Yeah. You got to process through it, and at the right time, what you said, something else you said was really important. It's not like slide by, get by, because we're not gonna grow. Yeah. You got to go and address that. You got to go and say, hey, this is where it fell apart. This was my part in it. This is how I want us to move forward, because it's crushing when we, you know, fall apart, come apart like that. Yeah. And then another thing you made me think of was how we operate. Now, you know, the two of us, we never even met each other. But I could be wrong in my judgment. Tony, you don't seem like a person that play.
No, I don't.
A lot of people can't get with that.
I know.
And, you know, I do play, but I don't play with everything.
Yeah.
Some things are not to be played with. And when it comes with building for my people, where is the play at? There's no play there. We got to come correct. You got to do it right as you know to do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I think for me and maybe other people, it's like if you're too exacting and you're going to hold people accountable and you're going to speak up, then that could be one of those places where it's not really, I don't know if it's a judgment or not. And I guess it's a decision. I'm not willing to walk like that. So she gonna be over there doing that, and I'm gonna be over here doing the thing the way I do the thing. But for me, that's I'm gonna speak my mind.
Yeah.
Question. I guess I knew it would come around. I was so hurt yesterday, and I'll tell you what hurt me.
What hurt you?
I went to the high school to pick up my granddaughter. You know how they got all the security. The people have to buzz you in, right? Mm-hmm. The lady buzzed me in, and I come in, and an employee comes and walks around her desk, and he playing with some papers. She turns around and starts talking to him, and they just playing with the papers like I'm not standing there. I come from a different time and space.
Yeah,
I was in education. That would never be acceptable, and so I'm like, trying to
reel yourself in, yeah. Trying to keep yourself composed.
What is it happening here? And then and I'm silly. But anyway, the guy was like, yeah, I think that one of them is famous. I said, is it me? Am I famous? Oh, no, are you famous? I'm about to be. Because I'm like about to say something that y'all ain't gonna like, because you don't treat people like that. But I'm like, no. I said, no, I'm not gonna be famous today. Did a couple of podcasts, but I ain't famous. And I said, I just need to pick up my granddaughter. And the lady played around with her name, not understanding, who I was coming there for. She probably knew who I was. And I had to hold my tongue. That hurt. It reminded me of what our ancestors had to do. Yeah. I don't like it. So it was an older white woman that did this, and there's nothing in my mind that says she didn't know exactly what she was doing when she let this black woman into that door.
For sure.
What hurt me so bad was I could or would say, excuse me, your customer service is horrible. There is no way you should have let me in this door and not address me before you talk to me.
If you're not ready to serve me, yeah, for sure.
I'm just saying, I don't care who I am. Not that I'm somebody special, but that's not how you run business. But guess what? I'm not an administrator in that school. I'm not the superintendent. I'm not nothing, in that school. And I understood that this lady has more power to do what she does than I have to impact any change in how she operates. Let's say I would have said that to her. Oh my. She could have said I was attacking her or whatever. I'm thinking she pushed the little button under the counter and swapped something. That's the way, just me.
Not for sure though. For sure.
No judge, I don't care how you come to it. I'm telling you what hurt me yesterday.
How you felt, yeah.
Yeah, and we walk around like that, and that's why we're trying to build. That's why we're together. That's why we're saying when we have enough people in position, or we just got enough change.
Yeah.
I can lawyer up enough. I'm getting ready to make a difference right here with this lady. She gonna lose her job, but if I ain't got enough cash to get the lawyer because the school system is a book.
Yeah.
And so I know this lady, I can say whatever I want to that lady. What gonna mean to hill the beans, the consequences for me could have been severe. If I went and I was like, oh, you would do like a formal complaint because she's the person the first people see, and she mistreated me. And I felt like she mistreated me because she prejudged, looked at me, I was black and got natural hair or whatever. I don't care. If I wrote a complaint, right? Guess what they're gonna do with the complaint?
Throw it
in trash.
Because they throw it over there with the other ones.
And and I was like, that was so difficult for me that we haven't made the progress that we need to make. And we're going to make that progress when we get ourselves together on the economic tip. We go back to Dr. Martin Luther King. He was good until he started messing with their money till he starts saying we need a living wage. We not gonna, and like I said, we moonwalking right now, and we got to be careful that we don't just, do the splits and split our pants and just out there bad.
Yeah.
We gotta do what you're doing now. We've got to build. We've got to come together. We've got to bridge the gap. We've got to let our children know that there are standards. Mm-hmm. When this little girl of mine.
Don't lure them to seem cool, because there's a lot of parents that let their kids get away with something because they want to be the cool parent and they want to be this and that, but that's helping fuel the dysfunction,
Right. And we can't afford it.
Yeah, and we can't be scared to call it out. If it's dysfunctional, it's dysfunctional. No, that's not our culture, because a lot of this, and I talk about that in my book, The Streets Lied to Us. I'm talking about how we made dysfunction like cool. Like if you're not dysfunctional, you're not really black, or it's like weird. It's weird how we have reverse psychology ourselves to stay in. If you do better, something wrong with you. You're part of the Illuminati. You sold your soul, and that's what I was talking last night to my wife about. Like when people say that, they never talk about it when it comes to a rich white person. They only talk about a black person. He sold his soul, because we can't vision ourselves being successful. Like it's some people right now that don't support me, but a simple fact that they've been seeing me do this for a long time. It's just getting bigger, and they've been hoping, praying that I'm gonna fall. And I have fallen a lot of times, but
I can get back up.
I can fall tomorrow, but as long as I got my brain, I'm good. Like I can lose everything today, and tomorrow I have a 3-4 more businesses start from ground up with the same energy, with the same, like, that's the part you can't take from me. Like the wealth, my wealth right now, I'm not wealthy or nothing. I have assets, I have a lot of things going on, but I'm wealthy because of the way I think and operate. That's my wealth.
You know what I'm saying? Like, well, do you see the power of the wealth mindset? I know they have in education right now growth mindset. Mm-hmm. Well, Tony, I think unless you've already coined this.
No, I haven't. Don't give it to me.
The wealth mindset. Yeah. The wealth mindset. All day, every day, every situation at all times. What does the wealth mind? If you have the wealth mindset, it don't matter. You're not worried about what somebody gonna take from you. You're not worried about a job. You're not worried about your business. You got a wealth mindset. You know that you can go into a situation and that you get the wealth out of it. You are able to do what it is to maintain what you need to maintain individually, and then also contributing to the collective. So we're gonna have a wealth mindset.
Yeah,
and we're gonna teach wealth mindsets. And that's gonna be cold.
And get away from that scarcity mindset.
Scarcity and entitlement. Yeah. Entitlement is dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
We want the government to hand us this. I don't want nothing from you. I'm kind of real like old school, I don't want nothing from you. I really don't. I don't, because then you're gonna no. I want what's mine. I want to build. You know what I'm saying? I like that ownership.
Yeah, because I posted a couple of years ago, and I done seen people talk about it since then. But I tell this: the same person you allow to feed you is the same person that can starve you. Like if I give the system permission to feed me, and I gotta survive off you, then you can starve me whenever you want to. And that's why we can't really go at the system, because. And I used to always wonder, like, man, why people won't stand up? They see we doing wrong. And that's why I'll be talking about a lot of, we don't want freedom. We just want to be treated better, because freedom is hard work, and most of us don't really want to work hard. We like, I love jobs is cool, but when it comes to like, okay, if we do beat this system, who gonna do the water wells? Who gonna do this? Who gonna do the sewage? Who gonna do the pipes up under the house? It's like, nah, I'd rather call my city. Please treat us better. But I don't want to leave y'all. It's like it's the same mindset that a lot of black people had when they said, okay, y'all free. A lot of them didn't leave because where we gonna go? I don't know how to provide. I don't know how to do nothing. So we want to be free. We say we want to be free. It's cool to say, but when you really think what free is, we don't want, because that's work. Like I didn't grow up wanting to do chickens and bees and learn about water systems and waste systems and septic tanks and all the stuff I'm doing now. I don't want to know how to do all this stuff. I have to, because I have to think in nation building, and in nation building, you have to be able to provide all this for yourself. You have to be able to provide all this for your people, or you just talking. If you don't know how to do all that, you just talking. You ain't really talking about putting in the work. Not that type of work. You might be talking about some work on a lower level, but the work I'm talking about is like, nah, we need to buy. It's towns right now for 1.2 million, 3 million. I researched.
Yeah. I have too. I've had people, talk about it, but it's another thing to come together and really, really be about it.
Yeah. But it's doing it right now, and that's what I try to push. I never see that shared though. The stuff I share,
you don't see shared.
We buying a property in Chicago. The Black History Museum raised by nothing but black donors, $1 million in 1 week. In 1 month. Opening February 25th. Tulsa real estate, like all this stuff. Who shares this? Like I'm the only. Like even when I shared the We Buy Black, I don't know. Besides you, I don't know nobody else that shared it on my Facebook. Like and that's what I'm saying. So do we really want to be free? Why isn't all of us? When I post my toothpaste, my toothbrushes, they come from where? WeBuyBlack.com. We buy black. So this is my lifestyle, right? But how many of us do that? Mostly everybody on about 90% of the people on my timeline black. I never see nobody post that. I was so proud when I seen you post your stuff you got. I'm like, hold on, it's like seeing an alien, like somebody else do support us.
It's not an alien, and you just had somebody cross town you didn't know yet. I'm about that life. My grandson asked me the other day, he said, when the next soul box coming in? Them soul boxes be on fire. Yeah. Oh my gosh. They be so good. Oh my. The barbecue sauce, all different kind of seasoning and chocolate kid. Just amazing, Yeah. And so, and the reason why everybody isn't the same, and all I can do is tell you how I am. I told you about what happened yesterday at the high school, right? And then all of the other things, Michael Dean, Tyree Nichols, that's my way of living through the pain. That's my way. When I buy black, when I get my True detergent, when I support a black business, when I connect with you, Tony, and other people who got a consciousness to understand that we are a group and a collective, and we got special situations. That's because I would have a very difficult time moving forward if I didn't have those outlets. Yeah. That's my way of dealing with what I can't change right now.
And this is my point. I don't like everything. I always say we at war on multiple fronts, right? So a protest is needed. It's definitely needed. But if everybody protests after they get through marching, come home and do what you did by buying that, that's a game changer now.
Game changer.
That's a game changer. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not gonna go meet you at no protest. I'm not doing it. My protest is going all out and getting the House of Resources, having a thrift store, having chickens, bees. Like this, the way I live every day. I don't have to wait till the newest black person get killed and it's on TV to get re-mad again. That's what be making me mad. Like you gotta wait till somebody else dies to get mad again, like you was for George Floyd and for countless other ones. Like I still remember the ones that got killed 10 years ago. Like I don't need the new one to get me mad again. It's now starting to seem like it's fake madness. It's fake outrage. Because if you was really outraged, your lifestyle would show it.
Yeah.
I don't have to protest for this event because my lifestyle shows that. Oh yeah, he a protester. Like he protests for real. Like on a level that is even hard for my wife to take sometimes. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like like even today, like she don't hear Happy Valentine's Day and all that. Like this weekend I'm gonna take her out, but it's not because it's a Valentine's, it's because it's Appreciation Day now. I don't want to be having to be systematically held to days and all that stuff. I should be treating you right and loving on you every day. Like
that's exactly right.
So stuff like that.
And that, and I'm sure that probably kind of alienates people. I remember the times when that was important, but when I realized it's capitalism and buying into the system that's oppressing us, then I have to pull back. I'm not like my mom. She not me. And so what me and my husband do is we just go honor her and hang out with her. She's a widow. We go and do Valentine's for grandmother because that's still in grandmother's world. Me and my husband, we not giving out diamonds and spending all the money we're not doing that anymore because we've come to an understanding. So it's just different ways of
It ain't even nothing wrong with doing it. I'm talking about the pressure that you got to do it. That's the problem I have with it. Like it's not. And if you got it and you can do it, do it. But if you in a situation like Christmas and all that stuff, 90% of Black people that waste money on Christmas ain't in a position to do it. But
that's what I was going to say.
They do it because of the pressure that they have.
That's what I was going to say. They do. I can't I'm trying to wrap my head around it, but I can't. But if, like I said, while I'm here, all of the change that I can impact, I will impact it while I can. But that is true. You don't have any money. You can't afford this. You don't, but you do it. And I'm not, I mean,
and they judge you if you don't. Like it's people that put themselves in debt knowing they can't afford it. And if you say, "Nah, I ain't doing that. I'm putting back. We buying a house or we buying this in a couple of years, so we cutting out on that." Then they gonna judge you. Speaking on the topic tonight, judgment.
Yeah.
Now they gonna judge you because now you think you better or you're neglecting those kids. Or, I seen a lady that she had posted that I haven't bought Christmas gifts for the last 3 years for my kids, and she posted that she just now bought 27 acres. It was people in her comments actually saying how bad of a mother she was because she was making her kids go without for Christmas. Like just the way that we, once again, wealth shaming. Them kids gonna be set up for the rest of their life, and your kid. History shows us that most of our kids don't end up in a good position, but we all got Christmas presents though. We all got Christmas presents.
We got the Christmas presents. We have some that are in a condition where they didn't get any Christmas presents.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we neglect to even understand that there are, while you're going out or whoever is going out spending all of this money on this day for what reason? And you have hunger, you have people without any, that it just can be better utilized, that we don't have to be a part of the system that is, it's an education of what the United States really is.
Yeah.
It's the corporation, everything is economic, it's about those dollars. And if you don't have them, people are like, well, I don't care about money. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
You stressed out about it. You care about it.
Not only do you care, you stressed out about it. But I only cope.
You'll be up under that bridge, dancing, happy, and thinking life, thinking for life. Yeah, you over there stressed out, trying to keep that house, trying to keep this, trying to keep this. And every time you do get some money, a quote unquote income tax, you blow it on more stuff you don't need. And like once again, going back to the topic, these are judgments that I feel are needed because they're critiques that's needed. Like like. Me telling you that we be better don't mean you're gonna listen because most people don't. I've been talking to people for years about what they need to do with their income tax and in
one ear, yeah.
So I get it, but it's not gonna stop me from telling you the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go through that and you come back to, I don't want to hear it. I told you what was gonna happen. Like you didn't need that car. You had a car that was running. You could have kept that car for another year or two. You could have invested this. You could like. I don't know. I don't understand how you can survive when you don't got no money, but soon you get $2, $3, $5, $6, $7, $8,000, you just lose your mind. Like you've been surviving the last 9 months on this check.
Oh, nothing.
So why you use this money, invest it? And I was talking about this on the Tap That podcast. I was like, okay, what last time I had a $10,000 check, I invested 9,500 of it in different ways. That's when I had bought another piece of land in Africa and a couple other things I had bought, right?
You got some land in Africa?
I never told you about that.
No. I came close, but it was I didn't make it happen. But I want it. I want. Yeah, I need to be dual. I need to have. Oh man, that's beautiful. Where I get to go to?
Oh well,
I'm going to Tony's place.
The newest location is in Kenya. That's where we got some at.
Okay.
first one is in Burkina Faso, but I'm about to probably sell that because that's more French. And I got a partner that moved out there. He saved up a few $100,000 and he moved that way. And he, that up there with a couple $100,000, you're a millionaire basically.
Okay.
So he's buying land, and then as he bought land, he reached back out to us and sold us pieces of acres that he bought. So one land I got 6,000 square foot. Because that's how they do it out there. And
I know, because I looked into it. I was trying to get into it, and it didn't fall through. It didn't fall through, and so but no, I would have me. Like I said, I want my Sierra Leone citizenship, and I need to work on that because it kind of made my mother a little excited when I told her. I said, "Mom, if I do this ancestry." I already know I have Sierra Leone, but they want it from a particular place, and then they'll give you your citizenship. And I mean, from somebody who her mom or grandmom just out of enslavement to be able to go back and say you have citizenship in on the continent and here, I think that would mean it means a lot to me. But I think it would be mean even more to her symbolically. And then to my grands, they got to know and understand. Yeah, you African, you Black, you got to know your heritage. You got to know your lineage. You got to know where you came from. And it is a standard.
And the prideful part about it, not the down part that you're just a slave. Now you started out way before that. You know what I'm saying? You were and a lot of us was already here. We indigenous to this land too. So it's a mixture of ones that were brought over, ones that was indigenous. Like of a lot of going on when it comes to America. So that's stuff. But I'll probably post something about. I usually post it about once a year, just talking about some of the land over there. But what I was saying,
I'm going to be in on the plug so I can get me some land.
Next, because I'm about to get my passport. You know what I'm saying? So I've been.
You don't have your passport yet. Get your passport.
I bought it in 2020. We was getting ready to go, and that was right as the COVID had hit. So I just said forget it, all that. I wasn't worried about it. But I told him I want to get over there probably my birthday in August this year. So I'm gonna get over there, and he got like a music group over there. He's an entrepreneur over there now. He got a lot of different things going on. Because I told him I want to open up a thrift shop and ship a lot of clothes, because that stuff. It's kind of like what they do here, and they take it to Mexico. If you can get it over there after the shipping, you figure out all that. But a lot of stuff I can get donated, so paying shipping is not it's not it, because you're trying to figure out how to get it over there and still make a good profit. Without charging them up. So, like a used shirt here, a Kobe Bryant jersey here, and we get it over there. That's the biggest thing in the world to them, So we was thinking about some kind of little thrift thing. So we figured out a few different things. But I don't really talk about because we ain't got it really going yet. But
no, it's okay. That's just me and you chopping it up. That's just me and you chopping it up. That's it. That's it.
What I was saying though about that, when I brought up the Africa, what I was saying is that 9,500. I invested that same day. Well, I guess the next day.
That's awesome. Yes.
I had $500. I think I paid a couple bills and I ate some noodles and a sandwich that day.
There you go. But you was feeling good.
That's discipline.
My money out there working.
Most of us would get that 10,000. We're gonna go get some rims. We're gonna go get some. We definitely got to go out to eat and eat good. We got to do that. You know what I'm saying? We just got to splurge because we go so long without it that we feel like when we get that. But it should be the opposite. We go so long without it. When we get it, we got to figure out how to make it grow and nurture.
How to make it grow. But you're talking, what you're saying now, if you never sit and people aren't a part of that conversation, if you're just around people because you judge that these are the only people I want to be around, these people won't like me, these people, whatever, just cut all the judgment out. There's people, that love you, care for you, want to chop it up with you, want to teach you, want to tell you, want to learn from you. Because like I said, Tony, I read your book and I learned.
I appreciate that.
I did. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I needed this. I wasn't playing with people. Y'all need to get the book so you can know, because you got to bridge the gap. I can't know what you knew. I can't know because your life was not my experience. My experience was my experience. And so, And it's good. We got it. We got
vice versa. That's why I always ask you.
I can go anywhere, and I want people to feel like they can come, and anyone is welcome in and around me. I love humanity. Yeah. That's what I love, our humanity. I love who we are. I love the people we are. I love where we came from. I love how we have maintained who we are, our standards. You know, we do have standards. You just, you know, we remember my mom was talking about there was, you know, and it's the truth. There was some times, there were some things you just knew, it came across the news, you knew it wasn't us. Yeah. You knew that wasn't, ain't no way. Because we still have, no matter of all the things that we've been through, I think it's built in us a level of compassion. But then what we don't understand is all the things that we have experienced, I don't want to say been through, but that we have been brainwashed, pressurized, conditioned, and made into. The term nigger. We were socialized into being niggers. Okay, and now what you gonna do with that? You're gonna accept that, you're gonna be that, you're gonna embrace that, or you're gonna learn who you are, who you truly are, and learn how this term came into being, and how when you say that word, there's a picture that comes to people's mind. And unfortunately, it could look just like me or like you. Yeah. And that's just not what that's not what it is, other than how well America has done with utilizing that term and creating a picture for us. And it's crazy, and it doesn't even matter with our compliance in it. Oh, that's a term of endearment. No, what was I listening to? I think it was Shock Matthews and Clyde Winters. It's a terroristic term used against us. So no. And then that's why we, you know, like when we say, and all that pushback, like if we say, if I say king, Tony, you're a king, right? Then you'll hear somebody on the other side talking about king of what? So we can't be, but if I call him a nigga, you be good with that, right? Wouldn't have nothing to say about that. That would just agree with your soul, wouldn't it? No, absolutely not.
We can't uplift us. We can't say, we can't do better. And that's why I'm talking about like the woke thing. Anything that empowers us or makes us feel strengthened, they try to turn that around like it makes you weird. It makes you different. You know, like, being tapped into who you are is, oh man, you're a weirdo, man. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, why would you want to do that? You know, so that's why you got to do it with pride, and you got to be willing to stand up. And sometimes you're gonna be outnumbered, but it's okay.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, can you see the trends? Can you see things changing?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's what's exciting too. I see things changing. I see sisters uplifting sisters. I see less negative on my timeline. You got to go find some negative. You know, you're not gonna even hide it. What is that? Oh no, got to go. Yeah, I mean, I like, you know, what we're seeing. I said, people lifting each other up, working together, and just make it just continue.
And that's why I brought up about you don't see it as in a mass, all the stuff, the positive stuff that I see every day and share and a part of a lot of. I just be sitting back like, as a people, we always talking about what this need to change, like even with a lot of, you know, the unfortunate deaths from our officers, right? We'll see posts all day about this system, this, that, and then the next post will be about my Cowboys, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's not saying don't ever watch football. I still glance at it. I think I might be the only black man that didn't watch the Super Bowl yesterday. I don't know. Like, I didn't watch 1 minute of it. I can't, you know, like, you know, I know that, I mean, it wasn't even yesterday. It was the day before yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you don't even know what day it was, Tony.
Yeah. And it's not because I don't like the players, because I still, every time I hear a player getting a big contract, I love it because I know they won, but I hate the system that they up under. That's what I think of when I hear about that. I hear oppression, even though everybody else look at it, they high paid dudes. That's still a form of oppression to me because I know what's going on. I understand that what's getting done to them, and they can't really have a voice because Kaepernick's still sitting at the house now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so that's where I am.
Yeah.
So what for me, which I, you know, had this conversation, for me, being able to give an answer. I could care less about the football. Yeah. And then Brian got him. Brian made the more scores than Jabbar, right? And I'm like, okay, but if they not putting in work, Tony, then it doesn't.
It doesn't matter. And
not
most
for
of them
me.
can't. And the problem I have with it, most of them can't because they know they'll get in trouble. They don't
no. Kareem can, but they. Okay, you say they can't, but I'm like this. Mm-hmm. So it's that bridge and that gap. I'm get it done. If I was in that position, the way our mind works is how to get it done. You could not tell me no. You couldn't tell me I couldn't do something. You can't do that. That's like, oh, it's gonna happen now.
Well, see, that's
it's going to happen. The money is going under the table. I'm giving it to my aunt to give it to my uncle to put it over here, but it's gonna happen because that's where that's just my, you know what I'm saying? So you say they can't. I'm like, come on, we more creative than that. We can make it happen.
No, I say they can't because I say because they ain't. That's really why I say
okay, that's what you said. You said
because,
they can't.
Because because it's a programming, right? Like and it is a couple like quote unquote woke guys in the league. A couple of them. But even them, they move a certain way because they understand that I need to get all the money I can out this system. That's how they feel, whatever. But my thing is they groomed them from high school, from middle school, basically. They're groomed, to understand that you're getting into this fraternity and you can't buck the system. You're going to have to leave.
Not allowed.
You have to leave these people. You have to leave those people in this circle. If you want to be a part of this circle, this 1%,
yeah,
you're going to have to follow rules. And most of us follow rules, you know, because what? We don't know what else to do that makes us that much money. And that's why I want to show these youth that I know people that make more than football players. I know people that make more than basketball players. I know people like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Like, and they need that.
And they don't.
They need that. They have to be in the rooms with those people. They got to know. They have to know because they haven't had that opportunity.
Yeah, and that's
now what I did have the opportunity to do. I had the opportunity to see Jesse Jackson sit in a meeting with Reverend Laurie, you know, so I had that experience, but let me see anybody with any real money. Not really, not for real, you know.
Jesse to me, that Democrat check.
Yeah, no, I'm saying so.
No, I know what you're saying.
What was the exposure? What we can do differently.
Yeah.
Is that they are at the table with people with money. They are at the table with the people who are fighting, you know, for liberation, fighting on different fronts. We're exposing them to all that is out there. We are
normalized. That's the thing I was talking about today. We have to normalize all this. This has to be these conversations. Being in rooms with millionaires, that needs to be second nature because now it's part of your life and it's not a big thing. So these like my kids, you're not gonna be able to run up on them and say, "Well, sign your life away for $100,000." They like, hold on, we got a business plan together right now. We're gonna make millions. I'm not gonna sign for that because they're seeing about money. They understand about money. They understand about power and ownership. And you know, and you might rather take 5,000 and keep 80%, 90,000, 90% of your business instead of taking 50,000 and give away 70%. You know, just all that the little stuff.
Right.
Teach them about. And that's going to have them where they at them tables and they're coming from a more powerful standpoint because it's like most of our guys at that football table, all they know how to do is play football. Like I talk to a lot of these guys. Like NFL player, I think he played for like 4 years, and he came to my Taylor event. He was like, "Man, I love what you're doing," and I wish I would have knew that because I only lasted 4 years, and then he had a regular job.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And like I tell them, I need him to come talk to my kids because they need to see. I show them the players that didn't make it. I show them the high school darling that didn't make it, the person that did go to college and didn't make it, and the person that went to the NFL and still didn't make it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And the person that did quote unquote make it and still end up broke because they didn't have the skills.
They didn't have the knowledge.
So it's some people that you would say quote unquote made it but still didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? Like they broke up, they broke, they starving, and that's the worst thing to be is a person that's famous and broke. It's cool when you don't nobody know you and you broke, but if everybody know you and you broke, it sinks them into depression. That sinks them into drugs and alcohol because it's crushing to be known, but you don't got nothing. Same thing with 18-year-old, that's crushing to be like, well, I was a high school a star. I didn't make it in college. Now everybody in the town looking at me talking about I'm a failure. That's depressing to that person, man or woman. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I want to start empowering my nieces years ago, because I know it was a chance that I was hoping they made it to the WNBA or whatever. That was their dream, but I knew the odds of that. So I started telling them, like, go to college, try this, try that. But you're not a failure if you don't make it, like everybody was telling them. And she told me, a lot of people tell her to this day that she failed because she didn't make it. But now she got a business already. She doing hair already. They finna help me run this house of resources. And now she's turning those relationships that she had on quote unquote basketball into, well, I'm a business owner now, help support this cause. I got a brand now, help buy a shirt. You know what I'm saying? And that empowers her. Now she got a second life, because for a minute she thought it was over because I ain't playing basketball, which many of our people think. I ain't making a sports, my life is over. No, your life just started. Now let's own a sports team. Like, let's make the real money.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
Yeah, we're gonna do
that. We're gonna do that.
Yeah, so
we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Because that was my conversation, with my husband. I'm like, I just feel like they put a change together and build their own, their own league.
Yes,
and he was like, do you see who's all in the stands? Then, like, who's not gonna come? They gonna come over there to see them in their own league. And if they don't, then we would support their league, because you don't see us in there.
Next time, you can find old clips and you can find some movie too. But when they had the Negro League and the Negro basketball leagues, right? Those stands were packed. Why you think the white owners came to get them? Because they were like, hold on, we need that. Yes, majority of people that buy tickets now are white. But you take black people out those leagues and you see if those stands be still filled. See if they gonna come watch us, because in a weird way, we're still their entertainment. Been that way since slavery.
So we better make it work.
So when we can stay at entertainment.
We can make it work.
When we own the corporation that they're paying that we entertain it, instead of being the entertainers of the corporation, let's be the owners of that. Because either way, we're entertainment to them. That's something we can't avoid. But let's own the corporations that they showing up to support and all that. So
I'm saying it, even though I don't know how to make it happen, but that's what I would support. Just like I would support that.
Yeah,
and I absolutely would. But I'm not supporting events where you're singing a national anthem that a person who said no, that a whole race, and you took out, and I can't do it.
No.
I can't. Ever since then, okay, but it just moved off the table. But when it moved off the table, it allowed, not that I spent a lot of time there, but it still allows me time to focus on what needs to be focused on, as opposed to that. Now, if I needed some entertainment, it'd be cool if I could spend a Sunday watching the Super Bowl, but I can't do a Sunday watching the Super Bowl or a lot of other sports, because I'm not trying to see somebody singing the national anthem that we've already protested against.
Yeah, and they don't care.
Drop stuff. We have no follow through. No. See, in Rhonda's world, and possibly in Tony's world,
oh, definitely.
Till it's toned down until you stop singing that song.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. There's some lines that I will draw.
No, I get it.
It don't mean I don't love you and I don't like you, but that's a line that I've drawn. And if you don't have that same line, you just be on the other side. Just love me from over there. I'm gonna love you from over here. But I don't want to hear it. I'm definitely not singing it. I don't want to put my hand up to my chest. And when when I would pledge allegiance at school, I would say, pledge allegiance to the flag, whatever. And one nation under God with liberty and justice for all someday. I had to add my someday because I'm doing, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't tell the kids they get to say that, but I get to say that. If I'm not going to act like this is reality, it's not reality. Yeah. And it's wrong for us to do that, but we're in a system where they think it's the right thing to do. And unfortunately, this system is falling apart. It's falling apart. It's falling apart. That's all I can say. It's falling apart.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why we got to build. And I was told that's why we don't get the respect, because we can't do nothing about it. We can't do nothing to get respect. We can't starve nobody out. We can't hire and fire nobody. We don't distribute nothing. We don't produce nothing. Like how can we punish people for treating us bad? But everybody can starve us out. Everybody can hire and fire us. Everybody, like if you go to the convenience stores, if they get mad at us and shut down, we in trouble. If we go to the grocery stores, if they get mad at us, we don't have nowhere like where we can shop and make sure we fed if everybody turned against us.
Yeah, and
they know it.
Yeah, and that's not our focus either. Our focus is not to shut people out, that's not our focus. We're not trying to build so that we can recreate your unjust society.
No.
We're building to take care of us and ours and no longer be dependent on anybody else. Mm-hmm. I don't believe that you could come into a system set up and us mistreat you. Oh, you came over here and you with us and you working and you white and you're going to be the first one fired. No, because we remember what that was like. It's going to be just. And you working your butt off and you not working your butt off and we got to cut some meat. You got to go. It doesn't matter what color you are. We're not building it so that we can mistreat anybody. We're building it because we're in a system that is mistreating us. Yeah. And we're dependent on it. So that is a very uncomfortable position to be dependent on anybody. That's not what we want. I'll put it like that.
Well, we shouldn't want anybody. I think a lot of us do want it.
Well, maybe we don't know any different. Maybe I know it was some when they said you are free or they was ready to go and they knew what to do and how to make it happen. But there were some who was. We good. I'm too afraid. I can't get out there, and I don't
because
know.
It was a catch-22. You're free, but free to do what?
To do what?
Ain't no jobs. Ain't no nothing. Ain't nothing set up. Like we've been helping y'all. We've been the mule to build y'all system, but we don't know about building system. We just know about doing whatever you say that built your system. You know what I'm saying? So we was.
And it's because you created this. It's not that we knew when we got here and we knew while we were here. We knew exactly what to do and how to live, and you ripped that and stripped it from us because you wanted to use us like animals. And so when you stole all of that from us, and then now it's just been a really vicious cycle. Mm-hmm. And we got to get back. We got to get back to what's in us, what's already in us. Our ancestors, they're in us. And some of us, I know my daddy didn't play. He didn't play. He said he worked hard.
Yeah.
He knew how to save. He knew how to, and he wasn't the one, like, if a police pulled my daddy over, they gonna get their business from Charlie.
Because he understand that I tell people all the time, we don't understand that we're really like prisoners of war.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't. I mean, he gonna talk trash to the police.
Yeah, but he understands.
That was a time
he understands the system. Like, so when he meeting it with the same energy that he know they coming.
There
with.
You go. Yeah,
because he had that warrior spirit.
He did. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he got a warrior spirit because he understand. He understand what he's in. He understand that I'm behind enemy lines when they pulling me over. I'm not going to play with them because I know how they coming at me. He's straight up with them. And that's what I mean about, and when we get poor, we crying and we screaming, why you doing us like this? And they don't care about that. It fuels them when you hearing all that yelling. Instead of you just being quiet, or you ask straight up questions, or you just go in. Like, I understand the police, I give them exactly what they want. Anything else, you can call my lawyer.
Right.
Because I understand what system I'm in. I understand what I'm up against. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I'm not going to give you no emotions. I'm not going to get upset.
None of that.
Yelling, screaming, cussing. I'm not going to do none of that. Here go my license. Here go my insurance. Okay, you need me to step. Okay, well, call my lawyer. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that I'm in this system, and I'm not going to go back and forth with you. And
right.
Soon I get the yelling and cussing now. Oh, you're resisting. Let me grab. They looking for any reason anyway. I can be quiet. True. I can be quiet and still get hurt. But I'm just saying, I give myself better opportunities to just be quiet.
No, you're right.
and ask for my lawyer. You know what I'm saying? That's just my guess. He could still say, forget it, let me off him anyway for not doing nothing. You know, that's what they did to Michael Dean. He didn't have nothing but his daughter in a McDonald's cup in there. He still died. So
his daughter was in the car.
That's what they said. He said it. I was listening to Tara. She was like, all I have in here is my daughter. I want to go get her some McDonald's.
He was going to pick up her birthday cake. I know. I don't know that.
Yeah, I know they said he had a McDonald's cup. And if I heard it right, she said, I know he told him all I'm doing is getting this for my daughter. So I don't know if you mean the daughter.
Getting it for his daughter. I don't think his daughter was in the car.
Okay. But that's it. Like, so even if he has something in there, if he had drugs or whatever, that don't mean you can just die. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's crazy. But in rapping, I know we over 20 minutes.
Okay, we getting off now. Okay.
Any good words to end this but
let's see. What can I say? I can say please help us build by bridging the gap. Yeah. We got somewhere we need to go. We all are treasure troves of information that when we work together, we take all that information, that knowledge, that wisdom, those experiences, the good stuff, the not so good stuff, and we got to use that to build, to bridge the gap and make a better world for our people. It's okay. And it's wonderful and it's beautiful to be proud of being Black, whatever terminology you use, to be Black, to be proud, to be building. That's where we're moving. We're bridging the gap so that we can move forward as a collective and just proud. And, just walk tall. Just walk tall. Walk tall, beautiful people.
Got to.
Yeah, that's it. Let's do it together. Awesomeness.
Well, I thank you. It was another great episode of Bridging the Gap with Miss Brown. And I'll talk to you off camera. We got to end this now. Well, okay. You have a great night. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, honey.
And you'll be getting an email from me tomorrow for sure.
Okay. Awesomeness. All right. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye, Tony. Bye. Okay.